Selling your home in Connecticut? Should you hire a real estate agent or should you sell on your own? That's today's topic, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aaron Bowman. I'm a local realtor here in Connecticut. And if you are thinking of selling your home, hopefully this video helps you decide whether you want to sell it on your own or hire a real estate agent. Let's start looking at the options of hiring a real estate agent. A good agent can provide you with expert advice on pricing your home, preparing it for sale, and marketing it effectively. They can also handle all the paperwork involved in the transaction and negotiate offers on your behalf. However, hiring an agent can be expensive. They usually charge a commission of 5 to 6% of the sale price. So those are just some of the points you might want to think about when looking at hiring an agent. Now let's take a look at for sale by owner and selling the home on your own. This can save you money on commission, but it also means that you'll have to do all the work yourself. You'll need to price the home correctly, prepare it for sale, and market it effectively. You'll also need to be able to show your home to potential buyers and negotiate offers on your own. Now that might sound a little tricky, selling your home on your own, but really it's not. And there's a ton of resources out there for you to be able to do it on your own. Now, one of the main things you want to remember is when selling it on your own, not only pricing, but the big problem comes to showings. Especially if you work full time, you have to make yourself available to show the home to any potential buyers at pretty much any particular time. And from my experience, it's normally right around dinner. So the pros and the cons. What's the best option for you? Well, it depends on your individual situation. If you're short on time, if you work full time, if you have kids that have to get to dance, fencing, swimming, soccer, football, baseball, whatever season it is, that's going to be a little difficult for you. So you might want to consider hiring an agent to take all that off your plate. If you're comfortable with the process and you want to save money and you're not concerned about getting people to where they need to go, depending on what's going on in your life, and you're available to do all the showings that you can that are humanly possible, along with all the open houses and understand the paperwork, then you might want to consider doing a for sale by owner. It will save you money sometimes. So whether you're looking to sell it on your own or you think it's better off to hire a real estate agent because on average they do get you more money for your home than if you were to sell it on your own, here are some strategies that you're going to want to make sure that either your realtor are checking these boxes or you as the homeowner who's selling your own home check these boxes also. Number one is pricing correctly. And this can't be overstated enough. If you price your home too high, you're not going to get anybody through the door. However, if you price it too low, you're going to get a bunch of investors that are going to give you even lower offers, and you're going to have the possibility of leaving some money on the table at closing that you could have got if you spent more time on figuring out the actual fair market value of the home, as opposed to just trusting what Zillow says. Number two is staging your home effectively. Once you figure out your pricing, what you want to do next is make sure you declutter, deodorize, make any little repairs, clean things up, make it look like a show home. You almost want to make it look like nobody lives there. And that's really tough, especially, if you're somebody like myself that has a family of 7, it's almost near impossible. But you want to do the best you can because that's what people are going to see as soon as they walk in your home. They're going to see whether it's cluttered and it looks really cramped and it's not a big enough house for them, or they're going to see that it's bright, it's open, everything's put away where it's supposed to be, and the house looks way bigger than it did in the photo. Now, after you have that done, number 3 is going to be marketing. Now, this includes print marketing. I know, print marketing, not a lot of people still do it, but there are a few that still read magazines and newspapers, and also social media advertising. So you want to make sure you have high definition photos, high definition videos. You want to make sure you have a real captive description about your home. And then you want to get it out on as many social media platforms that you can, or the ones that you're active on. So your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your YouTube, that sort of thing. Or if you're on alternative stuff like Gab, Truth Social, whatever it is that you're on, the ones that you're on is where you want to promote your house. And definitely put it in a marketplace if they have a marketplace on their platform. You're going to get a lot of traffic that way. And the more eyes you have on your property, the better chance you have at getting that number that you want as the final sale price. Now, once you start receiving offers, you're going to have to start doing negotiations. Now, this can be as small as they want the snowblower left, or it could be really big things like the septic tank needs to be replaced and they're not going to buy your home unless you do it. Now, you have to be able to know what you're willing to accept, what you're willing to give, what you're willing to take, and what you're willing to walk away from. And this is where a lot of deals can fall apart, especially if you don't have the skill set for negotiations and being able to compromise to where everybody kind of gets that win-win. Now, if you're working with a real estate agent, they have a fiduciary duty to you. So they're going to do what's in your best interest to get you the best possible price. And sometimes having that third party doing the negotiations, they look like the bad guy and not the homeowner or the home seller like you would be if you were selling it yourself. Now, once you've negotiated your price, now you get to go to closing day. So now you're going to have inspections and everything before that, your home inspection, any other type of inspection, septic, well, that sort of thing. All that stuff's going to be taken care of. You're going to go to the closing table. The attorneys, if you're in like Connecticut, attorneys here do closings. In other states, if you're watching this from somewhere else, you might have a title company doing the closings. But then you're going to come together. Everybody's going to sign their paperwork. Money's going to exchange hands. Keys are going to exchange hands. And you have successfully either sold your home with a real estate agent or you've sold it on your own. Okay, so let's talk about the big elephant in the room, and that is real estate commission. Whether you're doing a for sale by owner, you might have to pay a buyer's agent, or if you've hired a real estate agent on your behalf to sell your home, you're going to have to pay a commission. Now, there are some things you can do to negotiate that commission, and that's what we're going to look at right now. Number one is going to be research the local market. See what other realtors are getting paid, look at what the average is, and then see what those agents have offered their clients compared to what your agent might be willing to offer you. Now, if it's a for sale by owner situation and you have a buyer's agent coming in, that's where you're gonna have to negotiate directly with that buyer's agent and actually see how much work they're actually willing to do as opposed to just showing up with their client. Now, number two, you wanna consider the experience of the agent, especially if you're hiring an agent. Now, you can then go and look at other listings or request for them to show you other listings that they've had so you can see what kind of photo quality they have and that sort of thing, because a more experienced agent is gonna offer you more things than maybe somebody who just got out of real estate school. Now, keep in mind, if you have somebody saying they're going to charge you 6%, I don't care how much experience they have, and they pull out their cell phone, whether it's an Android or Samsung, I don't care how good the camera is on it, those photos are not for listings. They have their place on social media and social media only. So if somebody comes to you and says, I'm going to charge you 6% to work with me, and here's what I'm going to give you, high definition photos, a great description of your property, and maybe a video walkthrough, and you see them doing it with their cell phone, stop right there, because that is not what you want. You want somebody that's actually going to use the proper equipment or hire others to do that for them. Number three is going to be, you're going to need to be willing to compromise. Now, there might be some things that you can say you don't want to lower the commission. So let's say that same agent that's asking 6% comes in and says, I'm going to give you drone photos, 360 tours, video walkthroughs, high definition photos, tons of social media advertising, so on and so forth. Maybe you say, listen, we don't want any drone photos and we don't need a video walkthrough. One, that's going to cost that agent less money out of pocket because they have to pay for that stuff if they don't do it themselves to a third party, not knowing whether your home is going to sell or not. So maybe by saying, hey, let's take away some of these items, that can lower the commission amount because they're going to have to spend less money out of pocket. So that being said, you got to need to know where you want to budge on some things and where some things you're going to draw that line in the sand and say, absolutely not, this is where I need to be. And then sometimes it might be just a financial situation because maybe the house has payments in the rear and there's not enough money to cover the commission and things have to be adjusted that way. So again, each situation is very unique, and these are just some ideas that you can use to hopefully negotiate a better commission for yourself. Here's number four, and this one everybody should do. Even if you've talked to me, I expect you to shop around. Talk to other real estate agents. Talk to others that maybe just do entry-only listings where all they're going to do is throw it in the MLS for you for $500, but you're responsible for everything else. There are options out there. And what you want to do is you want to shop around and see what everybody's offering. And again, this also lets you see whether you want to work with this person or not, because this is going to be very tight, close-knit relationships for the next 6 to 8 months, depending on how long it takes to sell your home. Now, number five, when it comes to negotiations and anything in general while dealing with a real estate agent, or even if you're doing a for sale by owner, you're working with a buyer agent, get everything in writing. There's no handshake deals, nothing. I don't care if you write it on a bar napkin. You want everything in writing. That way there, if there's any legal issues that arise during or after the closing, Everything is in writing and we know exactly what's expected of each party. So whether you decide to hire a real estate agent like myself or do it as a for sale by owner, I hope some of these tips you found useful in deciding whether you want to take on the role of being a real estate agent and all the fun that comes along with it by selling your home yourself, or if you want to sit back, relax, have a cocktail, and let the agent pull their hair out selling your home. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that the majority of homeowners never see, and that's how we like it. We want to make it as smooth of a transaction for you as possible, but trust me, if you can think that it's happened, it has happened, and then some. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.